Thank you very much for joining us on the interview segment of Marketing Edge on TV. Today I have Head Cars 45 Marketplace, Patricia Duru. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
On the show. First, let's start with the Nigerian economy. How would you assess it at this time? The figures are looking good. The last GDP was 2.55%. So tell me, what do you think about the economy?
So it's been great to say that the Nigerian economy has surpassed South African economy in terms of GDP. And this can be attributed to basically the oil output we've been given, even despite the falling crude oil prices. But again, I think that the government has to invest in infrastructure. So like forever, we know that we've been dealing with a power challenge. But again, if that is put in place, if roads are fixed and we have roads, then it's enough to bring people out of poverty. But again, I think also that the government needs to really embark on serious policy adjustments to ensure that they unlock growth potential.
Very, very good one. Let's now look at marketing and advertising. Let's go down to marketing and advertising. What's your assessment of that sector? Before we talk about the performance of that sector.
So I think that the environment has been clement. So for instance, data shows that the advertising, large Nigerian companies spent about 85.7 billion in 2019 on advertising, branding, marketing, and promotion, right? And again, just imagine that is huge. Imagine the effect it will have on vendors, it will have on agencies, and even the consumers and the whole value chain. So I think that impacted the industry quite a bit, but also just looking at it from the perspective of competition between maybe the banking industry and even FMCG companies. Take the ones in brewery, for instance, right? They've really truly impacted the environment.
So let's move forward now. Class 45, how would you describe your business relationship between your company, dealers, and consumers of automotive products in the Nigerian market?
In terms of our business relationship with this set of people that have been mentioned, especially consumers and dealers, we are not where we want to be. So we have a significant number of dealers within our ecosystem working closely with us. We have gotten to a bit of the consumers within the market, but I think there's still more we need to do in terms of just bringing more people on board and harnessing that relationship in such a way that the ecosystem works truly, and then you have a lot of people through our network effect where we're basically continuously capturing value and creating value for these guys.
Talk about the challenges trading and commerce in Nigeria. What are these challenges you see?
So, I mean, the challenges will be anything anyone is familiar with. So, for instance, within the automotive industry and e-commerce, we saw that the whole environment was very fractured, it was unstructured, and a lot of people had issues around trust, right? So this basically has been key challenges that we found within this industry, and Class 45 has just come in to try and see how we can streamline all of this and make sure that, you know, we're trading and encouraging automotive trade in such a way where people are comfortably and conveniently carrying out automotive trade.
So we found some solutions to these challenges. What do you think is the way forward?
So the way forward is exactly what Class 45 is doing right now. So we've become the market maker where we're basically introducing structure to a generally fragmented market. And we're not truly, again, where we want to be, but again, with what we've done in terms of just doing a lot of heavy lifting, we've tried to at least bring some sanity into the system.
Now, within a period of 4 years, because I know I heard about you, I used to see your billboards and adverts all around. As I've really become one of Nigeria's leading automotive trading platform and a renowned brand name. Now, how did you manage to attain this, such market position? Just 4 years.
Yes, so within 4 years, again, I wouldn't want to refer to us as leaders. I'd want to say that Class 45 has been market makers, right? Because we came into a market that was largely unstructured, largely fragmented, and what we've done is try using technology and innovative solutions to try to harness the ecosystem, right? But again, we're not where we want to be. Sheer determination and drive has actually gotten us to where we are today. But there's still more opportunities for us to be able to create value for our consumers.
Let's look at these opportunities now. You've disrupted the market already. You said we shouldn't call you a leader, but what then do you think? Because people are looking at you as a leader already in that segment of the market.
Again, we're market makers. I think it would be very preposterous to call ourselves leaders because there's still a lot to own, to build, and to grow. Like you've mentioned, there are opportunities that we still believe that we can continuously explore, where we can continuously provide value for our consumers. Now, even if people are looking at us as leaders, we do not want to live in a web or a bubble where we think we're leaders because there's still so much to do. But again, leveraging technology, leveraging the power of network effects, we want to be able to be the ones to make the market where the ecosystem that drives automotive trade is well structured, and then people are comfortably and confidently carrying out trade in the automotive sector.
So, the digital platform, you do a lot with technology. Now tell us how much of technology you apply to your services.
So,
daily.
Technology is at the heart of what we do. Technology drives our everyday transactions, right? And let's look at it from the first time a customer interacts with us. He goes to the website where he's able to carry out a self-valuation on his vehicle, and then to go into any of our experience centers where he can go and do the inspection. Now, if we look at the inspection, there's a 200-point inspection that happens on every car that comes through our system. And leveraging technology, this is really around working with some sophisticated algorithms where we're looking at our inspection and valuation algorithms to carry out inspections on every single car, ensuring that every customer gets a fair price. Now, I mentioned earlier where I had said that one of the issues or challenges with the industry was trust, right? What Cars 45 brings to the table is ensuring that people are able to trade in a safe, trusted and convenient way, but also believing that they got a great deal for the money they put forward.
So do you plan to have any plan to build a new creative infrastructure for commerce that will enable sellers and buyers of Nigerian used cars to exchange value?
So again, like I mentioned, we're constantly evolving. We're constantly pushing ourselves to achieve things that, yes, exactly. So we're constantly working towards ensuring that we do more and we offer more to our consumers. And this is based on this that we basically launched our Cars 45 marketplace. And the reason for this is simple, right? We want to be able to create value for our consumers who have come through and basically didn't like whatever valuations they've gotten, but giving them another opportunity to say, look, come and get 30% more. And to date, we've boasted about over 90% guaranteed sales on marketplace. And what the marketplace does is really just ensuring that sellers and buyers have protection. They're trading in a safe and convenient way. We do all the heavy lifting for you, but at least you know that once you're coming to buy a car as a buyer, you're getting a verified car, because there's a lot of thorough vetting that has been done. There's a 200-point inspection, there's a due diligence, and there's a background check. So there's no way you're going to get a car that is funny, quote unquote, from our side. From the seller's perspective, there's a lot of multiple screening that is done so that you do not get anyone just call you randomly, and So again, Cars 45 Marketplace launch, and it's been successful since its launch, because now we're beginning to see that we're really delivering value in a different way to C2C consumers, as opposed to what we were doing previously as just basically working with dealers and businesses.
So already you've distinguished yourself, but I was going to ask what makes you different from other car sellers or car dealers or out there.
Yeah, so again, Cars 45 has leveraged its brand integrity and its brand value to ensure that we are different from others, right? And our differentiating qualities are multiple. First things first, like I had mentioned, you can only get all the cars on our marketplace are verified. There's a seller buyer protection. It is done in a safe and convenient way. The prices you see on our marketplace is very competitive, but also it is good value for your money. So we do not operate the typical way that the classifieds do. The inspections that are carried out on every car that comes through the marketplace, you cannot say that for the other classifieds.
That's a great one. Now, so what success story can you share with us?
So there are various success stories, but I think one that jumps at the top of my mind is the fact that you're helping people fulfill their dreams, right? For instance, getting people to realize that goal of owning a car. Not everyone will own a home in their lifetime, but a car is something that can be owned by anyone. So being at the heart of ensuring that this happens is truly heartwarming and fulfilling for me.
So to what extent would you say you have covered the Nigerian market?
We're not truly where we want to be. There's still work to do, right? And again, we want to be looked at not as a Nigerian company, but as an African company. So I can proudly say that in the month of February, we launched in Kaduna, in Ilori, and in Owerri. And I can keep you, I can keep you notified of the different cities we're going to as we launch that are in the pipeline. But again, I think that our aim is really to be spread across the different cities in Nigeria and in Africa at large.
So finally, where do you see Cars 45 in the next 5 years?
That's a great question. Where I see Cars 45 in the next 5 years is truly being the giant of the automotive industry in Africa, right? And again, it's truly around us doing what we've been doing, but also taking it a notch further, where we're truly delivering innovative solutions, leveraging the power of network effects, and streamlining a fragmented ecosystem into a more structured one, where the mandate will be, when you're referring to us, you're thinking Cars 45, the African company, not the Nigerian company. So we really have ambitious plans to really, really expand aggressively across Africa.
Patricia Duru, thank you very much, Head Cars 45 Marketplace. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
On Marketing Edge.
All right, thank you.
Wait. Is this your new name, right?
Choma, drink on him.
Can you just say?
Not today, Choma. We will see why. I have to watch him again. Abi? Choma, another round. Wait, Papa, baby. Not Papa now. Hey.
Something different again, sir.
Wait.
Changing your car is easy. Log on to our website www.cars45.com to get started.
Thank you. Glad to have you back. With that is a wrap on the show for today. Thank you very much for watching Marketing Edge on TV. I'll see you next week, same time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
What time did this happen? Deliberating.
As TV's news, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome. I am here live. Your TV station of the year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair, TVC News.